Hello, football family. Welcome into Huddle It Up Films. Another Wednesday night at 9. Glad to have you guys either here in the live or watching on the replay. All love. Also, had a great time last week. If you didn't catch that show with Coach DC, Chris Just Joking, Dev Panchwa, was a great panel discussion last week. Just kind of resetting and airing out our honest thoughts on the Ravens season, which has been disappointing to say the least. Heads up for tonight. I'm optimistic. I'm happy. This is a mental reset. I feel it as well in the chat tonight. I feel it as well on the show tonight. So, if you're looking for doom and gloom and complaining about the way the Ravens season has gone, this isn't the show. This isn't the show for me. I'm going to take this mental reset of a bye in a positive way and look forward to the possibilities and still, of course, address all the positives and negatives. Not saying that I wouldn't. But I'm not going to come for the doom and gloom and the TMZ stuff tonight. So, yeah, just looking forward to it. Thankful, as always, that the views last week were off the charts. Good for my channel. And I just love you guys so much. I appreciate the support. Might be a good time. Hit the like button, share, do all that good stuff. Let's get into the chat. Let's see who's here. Well, I know who's here. The lovely Chris, TLC. Beautiful as always. Beautiful person inside and out. Love my Chris. Work wifey. Work hubby, as she says. So, yeah, and she says I can have my happy optimism. I'm gonna do it tonight, Chris. I'm going to do it tonight. The Linda J, my second favorite LJ. Hi, Jason. Hi, Chris. Hi, all. Dario, yo. Hey, Jason. Hey, Chris. Good evening, everyone. Just love seeing everybody in here. Our Haitian friend, Josiah Pierre Louis. Joining in, man. So happy. It's great to see football spread across the globe. Now, I will be honest, I don't like all the London travel when my team's playing. I don't want them to have all those air miles playing on fields that you don't know what's up. I love, if we ever have to give up a home game, I'm not going to like that. But I love the fact, a lot of Ravens fans in Brazil, especially, was like the first big, group of people to watch the channel from another country. So I love the fact that it's international, man. Ravens flock runs deep. Cosmonaut in here. Alex Rada. Hey, Alex. What's up, man? What's up to you? And Mr. Zaratniak. What's up, fam? Hope everybody's good. My guy, Jwiz. You're possible, my bro. So it's good to see you in here. Looking forward to seeing what you have to say this week. And if you saw Tyler Linderbaum's interview, Jwiz, that stash has got to go, man. Tyler's, not yours. You got a good stash. Tyler Linderbaum, for a week and a half of growth, was not impressed. So let's see make sure I didn't miss anybody. Okay. Rush. Hey, what's going on, Rush? Good seeing you. And hey, Simply AS10, the video guru himself. Love you, Simply. Thanks for checking in, man. Hope you get something out of the show. O'Derry, yeah, it's been a minute. Footballers family finally made another live stream, bro. Yeah, been a minute. That's what I was saying. Great minds think alike here. Okay, and hey, laid back Big Al. Yes, what's up, man? Glad you're here. So let's get into it. Who knows this song? 1996. What is it? Mark Morrison, I believe. Return of the Mac. Now, who is the Mac that returned? None other, of course, then Lamar Demetrius Jackson, number 8, the 2-time, should have been, could have been, would have been, 3-time MVP, returns to practice today. And that's when the day just really changed because if you guys were following, of course, Harbaugh said last week, yeah, Lamar's going to be back. We expect him back after the bye. No reason for him to say that if there was any question at all. You don't put yourself out there like that. And then, of course, they had that little walkthrough, many throw the ball around session on Monday. Lamar was not there. Got people freaked out. There was a couple of tweets of, we're not expecting them to play. Streets talking, thinking he wasn't going to play. And there he was, jogged on the field about 20 minutes into practice. So it was very weird. It was, if you weren't there online and Twitter, we were holding our breaths because we usually get the note of, when the guys come into practice, about 5-10 minutes into practice, this person's there, this person's not there. We were waiting all the way to 1:40 before we got the report of Lamar practicing. So yeah, man, we were holding our breath. And I see a couple others in the chat. Mr. Chad, what's going on? Salute to you, Mr. Chad. Good seeing you. And I got my guy TY. My guy TY is back. Yeah. And Return of the Mac. Yeah. Return of the Mac. You guys know the song. You guys know the song. So with Lamar back, hey, off the bye week, new optimism, at least over here. I mean, this is a huge opportunity for the Ravens. Let's think of it as a self-help book, how to save the season in 4 days. So we have this game Sunday at home against the Chicago Bears. Then we travel to Miami, short week on a Thursday for Thursday night football. And that Miami team, man, they are dysfunctional. I don't know if you've seen them play. I don't know if you've heard what Tua's been saying at the press conference. Mike McDaniel sounds, quite frankly, out of his mind. Yeah, people are going to get fired down there pretty soon. You would have to imagine, just a lifeless team. So hey, you win this week in Chicago. You go down to Miami. Lamar loves to show out in Miami. That's down around where he's from. You get 2 wins in 4 days. All of a sudden, this 1-5 turns into 3-5. And we saw what happened in the division last Thursday with the Steelers taking that loss to the Bengals. Fun game, by the way. It was a fun game for me. Joe Flacco showing off, Aaron Rodgers being Aaron Rodgers, and 2 teams with bad defenses, just scoring points on each other. But think about this. The New England Patriots are in first place. The team from Indianapolis, who shall remain nicknameless, they're in first place. The Denver Broncos are in first place, and the Steelers are in first place. It's a completely turned upside down AFC. The Bills are taking their lumps. KC took their lumps early, and now they've rebounded, but still doesn't seem right somehow, for some reason over there. It's still there for the Ravens, and the Ravens have a ton of work to do. Make no mistake. This is not a team that has shown any signs of being a team that can make noise in January. It just hasn't. But as you guys know, you follow this sport, you follow other sports, teams change. The team that you have in December is not the same team that you had in September, for better or worse. Teams fall apart, teams get better, they gel more together. So anything can happen these next 4 days. If you want to salvage the season, save the season, it's going to happen in these next 4 days, because if it doesn't, we lose to Chicago, we go to 1-6, things could spiral out of control. We may be sellers. If we win these next 2 games in 4 days, maybe that's when DaCosta gets on the phone, gets us some real help, especially on the defensive line. Maybe on the offensive line, but I kind of doubt it. Teams don't like to part with their offensive linemen, but get this team some help some way, some pass rush. So these next 4 days will tell us a lot. And I don't know about you guys, but man, if I wasn't rooting for them already, like I always do, I mean, the season hanging in the balance. I don't want to go through another 2 months of, just, football without much hope. Like, let's keep this hope alive. Let's really be into this game. If you're going to the game Sunday, get there, get whatever drinks in your system that you're going to get, be loud, support the team. I was there for the Texans game, and as bad as things were for the Ravens back then, that crowd was into it to start the game. And when I talked to Engraven, he came up the next week when we played the Rams. He said the crowd was into it and live to start the game, but the Ravens kind of, played themselves out of that situation. Let's see what we have. Oh, hey. Okay. Ravens 76. Now he is the original saluter. Salute to our military man. Ravens 76 B more. Love you, brother. Love you. Thanks for coming in. And want to bring up a comment for him. I'm praying that they made changes to the O-line for Sunday's game. Me too. I want to at least see Ben Cleveland. I'm going to do a little segment on Emory Jones coming up here soon. But Ben Cleveland or Corey Bullock, just some kind of spark. We talked about that quite a bit last week. Ravens 76 B more, and everybody was seeing the same thing. Now this makes me really happy. Ain't nothing but a Zhang thing, baby. Zhang has been away a little bit. Miss you, Zhang. Glad to have you back. Look great in the picture. Channel membership. You see there, if anybody wants a membership, you see the members scrolling down at the bottom. I think it's only $2.99 to join. So if you want to do that, please do so. Yeah, I missed you, Zhang. Thanks so much. And everybody's responded to Zhang. That's really, really good. Lay back, Big Al. I retweeted his return with the famous gif of Vince Carter thanking the heavens. Yes. Yes, that's how it felt, man. That's how it felt. I'm glad you were there to see all that, because it was just great news. And man, it couldn't come soon enough. Couldn't come soon enough in more ways than one. King Blaze, what is up, King Blaze? Hope the smoking is doing you well on this evening, sir. Love you. All right, so let's get to the next topic bar. Everyone is back, but so not only is Lamar back, we saw Ricard now practicing again. Emory Jones is starting to practice. Everybody's back. The big but with this is we're still missing Namdi. We're still missing Adafio Way. Tavius Robinson has a broken foot. So I can't say we're full strength. We're fuller strength. Guys are definitely healthier. You know, we have our whole team intact as far as the 53 is concerned, but you know, not having that pass rush is still a huge obstacle to overcome for the Ravens. And as you'll see later when we get into the matchups and show some of the numbers, the Bears' offensive line is a pretty good one. Caleb Williams is not taking a lot of sacks. So it's a challenge. Generating the pass rush, getting creative. The blitzes is one solution. Play Peebles more. Use some like Peebles on the edge could even, help the rush. But with the Peebles thing, just to repeat myself, if it's 1st and 10, the other team, we kick off to the other team, they have 1st and 10 at the 35. Why not put Peebles in there? And if they grind out a couple of first downs through the run game, through the ground, then you can make an adjustment. But if you're putting 2 nose tackles in there, a combination of Travis Jones, John Jenkins, CJ Okoye, even Brent Urban, it's going to be tough to generate a rush with 4. So let's keep up the blitzing, play Peebles more, and trust our corners. Trust our corners. Our corners are playing well. Woozier is another guy who's back. Marlon now looks like he's patrolling the outside. Maybe they switch some of that around and give Starks a little break. We will see, but we have the pieces to generate the rush. Let's be an aggressive team. And yeah, this is another point, and something I think we'll see is that they will have Trenton Simpson playing some outside linebacker until the trade deadline. And as you said, trade deadline, but again, maybe if we win these 2 games in 4 days, we make a move before that. And Travis Jones playing hurt, Dario, it wouldn't surprise me, but I'm not going to use that as an excuse for him. I mean, it explains why he's had a down year, but it's like every year, Dario, he's banged up every year. So he's not hurt. He's not helping himself with this upcoming contract that he has coming up. Chris is not missing no way. No, I hear you. I hear you. And Mr. Luke, hey, Block Jason, no audio right now. We'll catch up later. Well, that's okay. I can do some lip syncing. Hi, Steve. Hi, Steve. Steve Luke. Kicking is one of the things that I'm going to bring up really, really quick. Really, really quick. And Chris has questions about the wrong glizzy. Yes. So Marlon Humphrey, quite honestly, it's kind of bothering me right now. I'm all for players doing what they want, support his, podcast. I'm old school. I don't like it, but I completely support it. You've never heard me come on and say he shouldn't be doing the podcast. But that Monday interview with Marlon, I'm sure a lot of you saw it on Ravens.com. Man, he was giving the interview like his dog ran away or something. It was really depressing. And I mean, for me, it's like not only is he a team leader, but the number one quality personality trait that you want from your corners is confidence. And it's just kind of rubbing me the wrong way. And then he gives the interview in which he just sounds completely defeated, and tweeted that he wants to eat 50 glizzies in 50 states in 50 days. Travel to another state and eat a glizzy hot dog is what that is, for those of you who don't know. But yeah, as to Chris's point, he called out sick today, was very sick. So he may have just eaten the wrong glizzy. And Chris, probably as well as anybody in the chat, you can't mess around with the wrong glizzy. You put the wrong glizzy in your mouth, you swallow it, doesn't go well for you. So yeah, wrong glizzy for Marlo, maybe. That's why he missed practice. Just having a little fun there. Yeah. One too many glizzies. Yes. You gotta be careful with that. That's a hot dog. Who knows what's in there? Who knows what is in those things? Here's another. It's not a topic right now, but one that I believe will come to a head very soon. I think Jair Alexander's clock is ticking on this team. The reason I say that is Jair's not playing now with Aloe Gilman in the fold, and Kyle, moving to the nickel more. That pushes Marlon outside more. Awuzie has played pretty well when he's been in there. Of course, Nate's not going anywhere. Where does that leave Jair Alexander? And when he's been in there, the results haven't been good. Now, can I blame Jair for coming off the bench cold and getting beat? Like, I don't know. That's a tough situation. The last time we saw him comes off the bench cold. The Ravens blitz. He looks like he's one-on-one, maybe with some safety help, but basically a one-on-one rep. Guy runs a deep post. Jair gets beat, or skinny post rather. But yeah, it's kind of tough. It's kind of tough. I feel like sooner or later, Jair's going to say something to the organization, and you know how the Ravens will do good by their players. Hollywood wants to get traded, he gets traded. Orlando Brown wants to get traded, he gets traded. You even heard rumors that Oweh had asked for his release or a trade. He gets traded when we least expect it, when we need pass rush help. So I kind of feel like Jair's clock is ticking. I feel like, sooner or later, if he's not playing and he's 100% healthy, that he's going to the Ravens are going to release him or maybe trade him, but I don't even know what he would be worth at this point. And hey, I have Oris Taurus in here. Behave yourself, Taurus. I see you. You got some great. You like to start some trouble in the comment section, which I love. So it's great to see you, Taurus. Love you, man. I hope your channel is going really well. Taurus has his own YouTube channel if you want to check it out. And I'm sure him and Chris will get along just fine tonight. So yeah, Jair, I think this is going to be a story that we're going to be covering very soon, is that the Ravens release Jair Alexander. Maybe the Ravens have an injury. He comes in, he plays well. We have a spot for him. And it's a shame too, because if Jair is playing and on his game, he really can help the Ravens. I don't care who else we have on the team. I don't care who else is playing well. If you have a vintage Jair Alexander on your team, it only helps it. I mean, he's a really, really, really good player when he's right. But either he's not right or, the coaches aren't seeing it. He's been a good soldier. You haven't heard any drama or anything. But I think that this clock is ticking. Something that I'm hoping for this week, this bye week that happened, is a rookie reset. Now, these guys, rookies, I think some people forget. They, play their entire college season, and then they prepare for the combine. They're working their butts off. They're either, losing weight, gaining weight, trying to improve their 40 time. They're working out as hard as they ever have in their life, most of them, from the time the college season ends to the combine. Those that weren't invited to the combine, their pro day, then the NFL draft hits. The rookies come in like a week after the NFL draft for their first practices. You get in the playbooks. Like, the season is longer and takes a bigger physical and mental toll on the rookies than it does anyone else. And the Ravens are counting on some rookies this year, namely their first two picks, Malachi Starks, who has played nearly every snap for the Ravens. He's in every package, playing free safety, and Mike Green, who was thrust into a much bigger role than we thought with Odafe Oweh getting traded. Now Tavius is down. Mike Green has played a ton of snaps. Now, have these players played well? I think Starks is getting a little bit of too bad of a rap. I'm not going to put everything on Starks. I think he'll be a fine player. And I think Mike Green's going to be a really good player too. But Mike Green just looks worn down. Now, I'm not sure if they are asking him the bull rush, not letting him do his spin moves and the array of pass rush moves that we saw at Marshall from Mike Green. He can do it all. It's not just dip and bend. He's got a little bull rush to him. He's got inside spins, outside spins, all kind of cross chops and counters. He does the Euro step, all of that. And we've seen kind of a dull rush from Mike Green. So what I'm hoping for is, maybe the coaches just turn him loose, play him more on the rush side, turn him loose, let him do whatever he has to do to get to the pass to the quarterback. But really hoping again, hopeful tone tonight that Mike Green is able to make an impact in this second half, along with Malachi Starks. I think both of them just need a confidence boost. Maybe they had a mental reset. I don't think that this bye was anything but good for them, for all the snaps that they were playing and how the season was going and how the defense is going. I think that this bye helped them mentally as much that it helped anybody, considering what a rookie has to go through. I mean, it's a long, long season. And you think the college season isn't even that long compared to the pro season, but to just jump right into it like that is really, really tough. See who else we have in here. Any comments? Going to buy? Torres says he can't help it. I know you can't, man. I love it. Yeah, Jair is a game changer when out. It would be so nice. It would be so nice, 76, if we could get him back. I don't know, man. I just don't know. Like maybe he's getting healthier. Maybe he's finally explosive. Maybe he's turned the corner. But Jair is a veteran, a prideful guy. He's going to want to play. If he's working this hard to get back, he's going to want to play. Worth a $50 Amazon gift card at this point. You know what? I could use one of them. Why not? Why not? Time is impeccable. We're talking about glizzies right when you walked in, Jang. Oh my goodness. Already starting it. Already starting it. Yeah, Taurus, I like Starks too. I think he's been put in no man's land a lot. My criticism of him is that he's playing too far off, not trusting his speed enough. I would like to see him play a little more aggressively, not give so much space back there. Maybe that's how he's being coached, but to trust his long speed. We're not giving up any bombs. I mean, the deep passes are really not happening against us. Some catch and run stuff, yeah. Some stuff between level 2 and 3 where there's too much space given from the safeties, yes. But the long bombs down the sideline or over the middle, they really haven't happened. So I would like to see Starks tighten it up. Trust his speed more, trust his spacing more, play more aggressively. And that's why I'm hoping a mental reset will really help with all that. Hey, Ashley's in here too. Hi, Ashley. It is great to see you. Great to hear from you. It's been great following you on Twitter as well. Thank you so much for checking in. Josiah agreeing with me. I think they're telling him to bull and contain. That's all I'm seeing. He looked a lot better in the preseason when I'm guessing they allowed him to do what he wants. Right. The preseason, there's not a rush plan. It's just basically rush the quarterback. I'm seeing the same thing. And at Marshall, too. And you would figure if your pressure rate is low and you're struggling to gain pressure, that you would try more things, that you would try to unleash stuff that you would, your go-tos, like you would do at college. So I think they're asking everybody to bull rush and contain. And again, that's just not the plan of attack I see is going to work. We're handicapped enough, Josiah. What I would like them to see is to let the front four eat, let them try to get home to the quarterback, let them spin, let them burn the edge. And then just have somebody like Trenton Simpson use him as like a pseudo spy. So when the quarterback rolls out, just tell Simpson to attack. That would be one way. But we have got to let Green rush more, as Raven 76 is saying here. Yeah, and Buchanan, add him to the list too. Not sure, Dwiz, if he's going to be playing next to Roquan or not. Coach DC last week was kind of steadfast, saying that if Roquan's back, Roquan needs to be the Mike, of course, and that he doesn't think Teddy is a fit at will linebacker. He sees Teddy as more of a Mike, like Roquan, that he would play Trent Simpson. That Trenton Simpson has the will skills that he should be next to Roquan. So it's going to be interesting to see, but I agree with whoever said earlier that we'll see a little bit of Trenton at Sam, maybe some 3-3 looks. So, yeah, and T.Y. is right. Since Buffalo got burned a couple of times by Josh Allen, and T.Y., you may have noticed this too, but like when Harbaugh's commenting on the pass rush, he said, yeah, we let him get out of the pocket a couple of times. And I'm thinking, John, that's not what I really want to hear. I want to hear why these guys aren't getting home. And he ultra focuses on the quarterback's getting the roll out. So yeah. And Chris likes Teddy better than Rowe. I think I know why you like Teddy. And Jang, we love Rowe. We love Rowe. Okay. So one of those rookies moving from rookie reset to some Emory Jones talk. So this is from Bull Smolka, longtime Ravens reporter. Ravens rookie O-lineman Emory Jones says he had a good meeting with his doctor yesterday and essentially was cleared and looks forward to being on the field soon. Says he can play guard, tackle, wherever the Ravens need him. So this is where I want to hear from you guys. Um, Two questions. Number one, how long will it take Emory Jones to get up to speed? Now, you just heard Bo said he hasn't really been on the field, so I'm guessing he's practicing on the side field, really not involved in hard contact, full contact type practices as far as they take it. I'm not sure if they're practicing in pads. We haven't heard anything about padded practices, but Emory's taking it easy. So the first question is, when will he be ready? And the second question I have is, if he is ready, when he is ready, will he get a shot? Now I know that Harbaugh has been is stubborn with a lot of things, but he's also played favorites to rookies, so we don't know. Maybe Harbaugh loves what he sees from Emory Jones and wants to get him in the lineup at right guard. That could be a possibility because we saw that with Tyree Phillips. He was drafted in 2021, I believe, Tyree, 2020, 2021. Well, we brought in DJ Fluker, starts Tyree Phillips over DJ Fluker. Keep sticking with Tyree Phillips at right tackle when he was obviously not a tackle either, and just kept sticking with him. So, I know people will say, well, he's not going to play Emory Jones because he's a rookie. Well, we've seen that from Harbaugh before. If he likes you, if he likes your game, if he thinks you can add something, you will play. So I want to know from you guys, when do you think he'll be ready? If he's looking forward to seeing the field soon, that tells me he's probably a month away. That come maybe coming up on Thanksgiving, maybe he's ready. And my answer to the second part is, I would not be surprised if he is inserted into the lineup when he's ready, ahead of guys like Corey Bullock and Ben Cleveland, because we know the situation with Ben Cleveland. Corey Bullock is more of a center to me at the NFL level. He played right guard in college at Maryland, but just his height, weight, quickness. Corey Bullock, a smart player. I think they really like him at center. He was really smart in the preseason. You see him with the line calls. Everything was very organized. So I think that that Emory would get a shot if he's ready and they're willing to make a change. Josiah saying he will probably play in the Vikings game. Okay, so the Vikings game is after we play Sunday, and then Thursday, the Vikings game is after that. So that would be 3 weeks, right? 3 weeks from Sunday. So about 3 weeks from now. Okay. I would like to see that. I'm thinking it'll take a little longer. Okay. Don saying he's ready. Now replace 77. Can't come soon enough, Don. Can't come soon enough, man. It's just a skill set issue. It always has for me. I think Faalele will have good games coming up against these teams that just don't have the front four. I mean, think about the Rams defense. Think about the Houston defense. Two of the best defenses in the NFL. Cleveland, obviously. Detroit's no joke. But overall, when we need some dominant play, we really need to get Derrick Henry rolling, not just rolling. Laid back Big Al. Sorry, did I call Al Big Back? My goodness, Al. So sorry. See it? That's what I get for hanging out with these guys. Did Bro lose his edge since he got paid? The only game he played like himself was the Cleveland game, was when Ray was in his ear. It's impossible not to think that, isn't it, Al? And last week I was suggesting that maybe he's become the kind of player that plays himself into shape. You remember last year he started slow, ended the year on a better note. I don't know. I think that's going to be a question because Roquan is just not built like a Ray Lewis or like a Trenton Simpson. Just one of these guys that's cut. He's never looked like that. Whenever I've seen Roquan, he doesn't have that type of body type. He's going to have to work hard, Big Al. And that really bothers me. So yeah, okay. Let us move on. But yeah, Emory Jones, we'll see. What I will say, last word on Emory Jones. This is a person that came out of high school as a kid, recruited to LSU, and started as a freshman at LSU. That's really, really hard to do. LSU, of course, one of the best schools in the country, SEC team. They get their recruits every year. there's usually a pecking order. It is really hard to start as a freshman at any college, especially LSU. Emory Jones did that. Came out of high school, started as a freshman at LSU. I think he played guard for like 2 or 3 games, moved to right tackle. He had accolades. I think he was like freshman All-American and all that stuff. But played 3 years at right tackle for LSU. Came right out the draft and was drafted in the 3rd round despite everybody knowing that he had shoulder surgery and wasn't going to be able to play. So that tells you the type of talent level on Emory Jones. And that's a kind of a blue chip type talent, even for a 3rd round guy. That's a blue chip type talent. And yeah, like Ty saying, he plays mean too. So we could use a lot of that Ty on this line. It would be a complete 180 from Daniel Faalele, who's a main complaint and staple with him is he doesn't play to his size, he doesn't play to his strength. You're very, very now seeing it. The greatness checking in. So now we're hoping and wishing on a rookie who hasn't played football at all in a year. Shaking my head. Yeah, man. I mean, it's come to that. It's come to that. I hope he plays because I think what I would say to you, greatness, is that I guarantee you, I'd bet a paycheck that he will come in and have a higher run blocking grade than Daniel Faalele. Would bet on it. And the pass protection, when he loses, he would not lose as quickly as Faalele. He's not going to be on the ground as much as Faalele. So yeah, greatness. I feel you, and you're right. I wish we had a Kevin Zeitler. I wish we had a better option. But yeah, we're at the point with this O-line where we're hoping for anything but what's going on right now. Kwame, I see Kwame. Yep. Hey, what's up, Mr. B? Kwame B. Anything is better than Faalele. Yep, that's pretty much what I was just saying there. Thanks for everybody to joining in, man. This is awesome. So I do have a quick take. And look, man, this ain't TMZ. I really don't enjoy this type of stuff. But yeah, all this to do about them taking away the ping pong table, the video game consoles, the basketball hoop, cornhole boards, all that stuff. It came out sports. Well, the coaches did it after the Kansas City game, after the Lions game. Well, it just happened now. Now Harbaugh saying that the players did it, the leaders did it. Maybe this guy did it. Remember, this is Lamar's look to Marlon when he's trying to do his IG victory live after the Ravens won their first game of last year against the Cowboys. Lamar don't play. Lamar does not play. He's not with all the extracurriculars when it comes down to, in the facility. He is all business. But yeah, man, my quick take is I don't care, bro. I really don't care. It's over at this point. They are professionals. They're grown men. When you have that kind of stuff, the video games and all, it does build camaraderie. They also have a pool there. They can also hang out on their own time. They can also study film. They can do whatever they want when they're not on the practice field. So I know, people are going to use this to smear the leadership on the team or smear Harbaugh or whatever. To me, I think that you're all within your rights and you all could be right on whatever position you take. Just for me, speaking on it, I don't really care. I don't really care. So that's just where I stand. I wanted to address it. This was a big topic this week, but quite frankly, I'm not into like the narrative show. I'd rather just talk ball. So that's where I stand on that. Love that picture of Lamar, though. Marlon, get the camera out of my face. We are 1-2. We just won our first game of the season by Dallas. It is no time to celebrate. Love Lamar Jackson. Love Lamar Jackson. Okay. Let's start getting into it. Here. The Chicago Bears team. Very interesting. They lost opening day to Minnesota. Now, remember, Minnesota was starting J.J. McCarthy in that game. I believe it was his first NFL start. They lost 27-24 at home. So they lost to a rookie quarterback at home opening day. Then they went to Detroit and got walloped. 52-21 loss at Detroit. Detroit would come in and beat us by 8 points the next week. Since then, though, they have a 4-game winning streak. You look at the teams that they've played, Not exactly murderer's row, though. Dallas, huge defensive issues. Raiders, having trouble winning. Washington Commanders have fallen off big time. And then New Orleans last week was kind of a close game, 26-14. They beat the Saints. So not exactly like a murderer's row, but it is a hot team. They have won 4 in a row. What to think about their offense? I'm not sure. It's up and down. There's a lot of ball control. They do a nice job. Ben Johnson does a nice job getting the running backs involved. DeAndre Swift, that coming off of 2 consecutive 100-yard games. You see the short passes to DJ Moore. You see the short passes to Zacchaeus out of the slot, Cole Kmet. So, yeah, a lot of short passing, not a lot of sacks taken, ball control offense. But I'm not sure what to exactly take about this schedule and this 4-game streak. The only one that I watched was last week against New Orleans. Got to be honest, I wasn't really that impressed. But again, who are we to speak with the way the Ravens have played? It really doesn't give us a lot of room to talk. Big storyline from this game that I think is the kickers. You guys have played No Limit Hold'em. You know how important a kicker can be. We got the same hand. I got the higher kicker. I got a pair of aces. King kicker. You got a pair of aces. Jack kicker. I win. I get the pot. The kickers in this game, Cairo Santos, veteran kicker. He has been out with a thigh injury, and he practiced today, I believe, or I'm bringing it up in a little bit. Or Jake Moody. Now, Jake Moody was 8 of 9 with the Bears in field goal attempts. Opening day, he was San Francisco 49ers starting kicker. 3rd round pick from the 49ers. Went 1 of 3 week 1 in San Francisco, and they cut him. His career field goal percentage is only 76.1%. So if Moody plays, now he's been 8 of 9 with the Bears, so he's turned things around. But this is a kicker that was picked in the 3rd round and was cut. 76% field goal accuracy for his career. That could be very, very important in what I expect to be a closer game, maybe a high-scoring game with Lamar back. Tyler Loop on the season, 9 of 10. Forget what where his miss was from, but I want to say it was a longer field goal. It definitely wasn't a chip shot. So something to keep an eye on. Is Cairo Santos back? And if he is, he's coming off I'm guessing a pulled muscle, pulled quad or something like that if it's a thigh injury. Or can Jake Moody continue his streak of goodness with the Bears? Or does he revert back to where he was in San Francisco, where even though they drafted him in the 3rd round, they cut him? So that's something that I'm really looking forward to. Yeah, greatness. Moody was that bad, man. I mean, you know how bad it has to be for you to get drafted in the 3rd round, for the front office to stick their neck out like that, and then to cut you in week 1. I don't know if this was his 2nd season or 3rd season, but they parted ways after the 1st week. Okay. Big Al talking about Ricard. Yeah, he's back too. Hopefully that gives us a little bit of a boost, but a lot of it, to Greatness's point, it comes to the O-line. We've got to get better blocking. And I would like to see us run out of spread formations, get more creative ways to get our guys the ball, because we're counting on all 5 of our guys to make their run blocks. That's not happening. Another key for the game before we get into the injury report, the turnover differential. Now, this has been a big story in Chicago. They are plus 11 in the turnover category, 11 more takeaways than giveaways. That is number 1 in the NFL. So again, we look at this schedule. They're plus 11. And again, they're barely winning games against teams that aren't good. So that's what got me as the Bears on suspect watch for me. Any Bears fans that are watching, feel free to comment, correct me. But how are you plus 11 and only beating Vegas by 1 point? Barely, the New Orleans game was way closer than it could have been. The Ravens, 31st. There's only one team with a worse turnover differential. Forget who that is. The Ravens are -7 in the turnover differential. The fumbles early on. Of course, Lamar only has 1 interception on the year. It was the fumbles early on, and then Cooper Rush with the interceptions the fluky ones that went off of receivers' hands, and then the bad ones that Cooper Rush threw. So yeah, that's going to be a key to any game, but especially in this game, it's one to watch. The Bears, one of the best. The Ravens, one of the worst when it comes to turnover differential. John checking in. Will Bullock or Emory Jones start, or will they keep running with Faalele? John, your guess is as good as mine, buddy. I'll believe it when I see it. When it comes to them replacing Faalele, maybe they do. Maybe they do. There's a little bit of smoke and speculation with Jeff Zrebiec. Some of Jeff Zrebiec's replies, comments lately that maybe they are going to make a change, but of course Jeff can't say that. He cannot reveal what's happening in practice and reveal some of the inside information. So, well, I'll believe it when I see it, but I will be happy if somebody else got a chance. Okay, let's go to the injury report. And this, for once, favors the Ravens a lot. Now, of course, the biggest news of them all, Lamar with a limited practice today. And, if Lamar doesn't play this week, I don't have to tell you, it just changes everything. But we're going to go through the show assuming that Lamar will play. The only person that missed practice, the Glizzy Gobbler himself, Marlon Humphrey, was ill. So it's not an injury. Marlon should be fine, just a little sick, probably just stuck the wrong Glizzy in his mouth. And he'll tell us all about it on his podcast next Monday. So we'll see what happens with Marlon. He should play. Cheeto Awuzie back in full. Ricard back for another week in full. Roquan's back in full. Ronnie practicing. Hopefully his ankle is okay. Now on the other side, though, the Chicago Bears, they have some real issues, and it's going to be interesting to see which one of these guys plays, and who doesn't. The first one that sticks out, tight end Cole Kmet. Back injury, did not practice. Backs are usually very tricky. They spent the first round pick on Colston Loveland, so they have some backup in that area for tight end. But Cole Kmet, steady player for the Bears. DJ Moore did not practice with a groin injury. DJ Moore, as we will see on the team stats, a ton of easy throw and catches to DJ Moore. He is their gadget guy, yak player, a really good player, player that me and a lot of other Ravens fans wanted to draft. DJ Moore not practicing for the Bears. Cairo Santos, we mentioned the kicker with his right thigh, limited in practice. So will they get their kicker back this week? Will it be strong enough? Was a situation where he's active and tries to kick a long field goal and kind of aggravates it, or maybe they don't trust him to kick it from 50 plus. It's just a really interesting storyline to keep an eye on, the Bears kicker situation. Their starting cornerback, I saw him on the left side the whole game that I watched. Tyreek Stevenson, second round pick in his second year, did not practice with a shoulder injury. Their other cornerback, Nahshon Wright, hip. He was a limited participant. You can barely see that with the channel members scrolling down below. And then DeAndre Swift. He has been their workhorse and in a lot of ways the engine to this Bears offense. DeAndre did not practice with a groin injury. Now, this is not a new injury. If you've had him on your fantasy football team, you'll know he's been managed throughout the last couple of weeks with limited sessions and so on and so forth with this groin injury. But that's another one to watch because, talking about catching the ball out of the backfield and all kinds of stuff, Swift has been a weapon for them. Okay. Yes, and Linda J saying quad. Okay, thank you, Linda. Really appreciate it. The Linda J. Checking out. Ashley, what am I supposed to say? I let out my frustrations in a passive aggressive manner. It's kind of my style. It's not the best look. People don't like it. I will be straight up. If I don't like you in person, I will tell you. But when it comes to the Ravens and being on the mic, I get more passive aggressive. And yet, Tez has been bothered by his shoulder, I believe it was, but he should play and be active. And the greatness. This brings me to the point that Tez was inactive when Rush was the quarterback, and I firmly believe greatness that is because Rush can't get the ball downfield, and they're just not attempting deep throws with Tez Walker with Rush as the quarterback. So I'm interested to see if they get him involved again and Lamar takes some shots downfield. now that he's back. And that's true. It seems like he's getting hurt on special teams because I'm not seeing, no, we haven't seen anything from Tez Walker after the play. So yeah. Black Daniel's in here. Peace in the chat. Peace to you, man. It's great to see you. And yeah, the Ravens are 31st. Yeah, and the Bears are first in takeaways. They're getting it from everywhere too. So let's look at the Bears and their offense. They're 4-2. Last meeting, 11-21-21 at Chicago. Ravens beat the Bears 16-13. Does anybody remember a nugget from that game? I'm going to let y'all think about it, and I'll tell you in a second. But what happened in that Bears game? So, Caleb Williams, the completion percentage is okay. You see the yards, not a ton, 9 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. He's only averaging 7.3 yards per pass attempt. Not very high. You would like that number to be about 8. Of course, Lamar Jackson out of his mind with a 9.1 yards per attempt. Caleb at 7.3. The rating is good, though, 92.9, Caleb Williams. So a lot of safe stuff, a lot of short stuff from the Bears in this. And a lot of it comes through DeAndre Swift. You see Swift's carries. He has upped his yards per carry to 4.7. The backup, Kyle Monagai, a rookie from Rutgers, really good player, 4.6. He is a hard-charging running back. He's not a big, bulky guy either. He's got a little something to him, a little bit of swiftiness, pun intended there. But yeah, nice play. But again, Swift is a huge part of their offense. You can see him also targeted 22 times, 16 catches for 166. So Swift is up there with, inching up on 600 yards of total offense in 6 games. Very good. As far as their passing game, Rome Odunze living up to the early round hype. And you can see the receptions, 24 receptions on 46 targets. So it's not a high completion rate to their number one guy. You're looking at 24 or 48 would be 50%. So when they're targeting Rome, it's not a lot of completions, but he still has kept his yards per target up around 8 because they're deep shots. He is a dangerous, dangerous receiver. You look at DJ Moore, the opposite. He's been targeted 31 times, caught 22 of them. So high percentage of passes, a lot of gadget stuff, catch and run stuff from DJ Moore, 8.3 yards per target. Zacchaeus is their slot receiver. Then you see Swift. Then you see Cole Kmet. Luther Burden. If Moore can't go, they have Luther Burden, and he is off to a red-hot start in his rookie year. He can do a little bit of everything. Running back build with Luther Burden. If he catches it, you have got to wrap up. And that's one of my keys for this game one defense is that we have got to tackle well. I'm talking about a ball control type offense, a good offensive coordinator. Hey, and I see Tanja in here. It's good seeing you, Tanja, and I see Mr. James. Going to be an interesting game. Yeah, love seeing you guys. Thank you. But yeah, tackling is going to be super important in this because Ben Johnson is going to scheme these guys open. They're going to get some short stuff. They're going to get it completed. So your Kyle Hamiltons, your Malachi Starks, your Alohi Gilman, your DBs are going to have to tackle. And I kind of expect a monster game from Roquan on this one. Sometimes it looks like he's not his aggressive self unless he's like finishing a tackle, then he'll rip somebody's helmet off. But I'm talking about in between the tackles, taking on linemen, playing like a man possessed. Sometimes Roquan turns that on and off. You would think against his former team in the Bears that this is going to be an important matchup for him. So I'm looking for Roquan to turn it back on. Okay. The Bears offense. You can see it's a solid group overall. And we can question their schedule, who they've played, and how they've won. And the turnover differential, all the turnovers they got. But you look at the numbers, there's not one red category. It's all black and some green. Steady, 10th in scoring offense, steady in yards, pass yards, yards per pass, rush yards, they are up there. Third down conversions and red zone, little lacking there. But you see, they don't turn the ball over. They don't take a lot of sacks. And if you look at the Ravens, they only have 3 takeaways on the season. The Bears have only turned the ball over 5 times. The Ravens only have 8 sacks on the season. The Bears have only taken 11 sacks. So you can just compare the numbers from what you've seen from the Ravens to what the Bears have done. They have done a really good job protecting their quarterback and protecting the ball. So, man, getting a turnover against this team and protecting the ball ourselves is going to be crucial. Mr. James, thank you so much. No message there from Mr. James, so the $4.99 donation. First of the night. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you so much. I love when you can join. I love hearing from you. Just been a steady supporter of the channel for so much. And with everything being demonetized, I appreciate these even more than I normally would, which is I've just really appreciated. It humbles me to see that. It really, really humbles me. Love you, Mr. James. Thanks so much, buddy. And Ashley, all the red is making me sick. Yeah, you know what, Ashley? Hopefully in 2 weeks we can get some of this red off of here. It's making me sick too. It's making me sick too. I mean, this is the Ravens defense, and I understand the injuries, but you still have talented guys. And you have a prideful organization. We played a lot of games at home. I don't care who you have on the field. That's just not acceptable. It's glad to hear Kyle Hamilton saying that it was unacceptable. It's a long way away from saying that Ravens fans were spoiled. Yes. So the Ravens, we've been over this every week, every single week. Last in points, total yards 30th, pass yards 28th, rush yards 26th. You see the red zone, and can we do anything well? If we're giving up, yards per carry or yards per pass, passing yards, or can we at least get some takeaways? Can we at least be good on third down? Are we okay in the red zone at least? There's nothing that we can lean on right now. And this is part of the reason why, I would hope the Ravens would have made a change at defensive coordinator. They did not. I know some people are still protective over Zach. I've seen enough, myself. I think you really need to look in the mirror there and just look at how we're playing and how we've adjusted. The slow starts, can't have it, but it is what it is, and that's what we're looking at. Now, personnel-wise, Roquan Smith highlighted. Like I said, I'm looking forward to a big game from him. I think this is the kind of game where he turns it on, ratchets it up, the intensity, not in the pregame speech, but actually on the field, and plays well and wants to control this game and wants to show out for all his fans in Chicago, which I'm sure he still has a lot of. The matchup I'm looking most forward to in this game is the rookie Mike Green, and maybe he doesn't play on the rush side, but I'm going to have him over the left tackle against Beneday. Now, let me get his name right because he's not somebody that I'm familiar with. His name is Theo Beneday, and he comes from British Columbia, undrafted. So they have an undrafted guy at left tackle. We showed the sack numbers that the Bears have allowed. They haven't allowed much, so teams have not been able to exploit the unknown left tackle. We'll see if we can get some pressure over that side. So if you're watching on Sunday and you want to watch the ball off the snap, check out what's happening at left tackle. How much help do they give him? How much is a tight end over there? Darnell Wright is at right tackle, a first-round pick, a very talented guy. So I'm wondering if they give all their help to the left tackle. And can we finally exploit that, get some pressure with the mental reset of Mike Green? DeAndre Swift highlighted for obvious reason. He is the engine of this team. Got to make sure that he is on the field. The Bears do for this week because they need him. DJ Moore, again, not practicing today. Rome Odunze on Marlon Humphrey. And this is the question I have for you. With Cheeto Awuzie back, do you think that Malachi Starks gets some rest in this game? I'm not saying that he won't play, but just saying maybe he plays in dime packages or takes a couple series off. There's a million ways to slice it. But do they put Awuzie at right corner and move Hamilton back to safety with Gilman and put Marlowe in the slot? Does the addition of Aloy Gilman and Cheeto coming back from injury allow them to rest Starks some? So I'm kind of wondering. I'm going to keep an eye on. Like, it would not surprise me if Starks does not play 100% of the snaps for the first time this week. He's come out late in the game when he's banged up, but I mean, on the field 100% of the time. I'm that he's healthy. Kind of interested to see if they do that. I'm curious to see what you guys think. Like to hear you in the comments if you watch it on the rewatch, and yeah, I'm going to be looking for you here in the chat too. But yeah, it wouldn't surprise me though if Malachi does take some rest. Wiggins against DJ Moore and Odunze. Does Wiggins follow Odunze? That'll be interesting to see. Does Cole Kmet play? If not, they have Colston Loveland. A lot of moving parts, but yeah, I want to see Peebles play more because you see our starting lineup: Travis Jones, John Jenkins, two powerful players, both good against the run, but that push that we're missing Matabike so bad, man. Like I'm sure fans realize it now, but Matabike did so much for this pass rush. The stunts that him and Van Noy would run, they were seamless. I mean, it was art. It was very artful. They looked like they had played together their entire careers, with Matabike on the front end of the stunt and Kyle Van Noy looping back end of the stunt. It was really, really good. Guys couldn't step up in the pocket. If you one-on-one Matabike, he will bull rush consistently a guard into the quarterback's lap. We're missing him big time. TY saying it's probably a rotation. I don't think he played 100% versus the Rams. I have to recheck that. I thought not exactly 100, but I thought he was in every series that he was healthy. TY, maybe check me on that, man. Okay, so that's what I have on defense. Will they play Teddy Buchanan, Trenton Simpson? That's another story. Will Starks play the whole time? Will Wiggins? Look, hey, it's a tackle week. We have got to rally, got to tackle, got to get these guys off the field because it's not going to cut it. This third down defense of 27th is not going to cut it. Bears, middle of the pack, third down, red zone, key to this game. Hold them to field goals and let either their injured kicker come back or Jake Moody test him and make them kick in Baltimore on Sunday. That's what we have to do here to keep this game because the Bears can move the ball. They will move the ball some on us. It's a great scheme. Let's flip it over to the other side now. Let's look at this Ravens offense and the huge opportunity they have. Now, Ashley, we saw a lot of red on the Ravens side. Of course, we've seen it all season. This Bears team has a lot of red too. A lot of red. 25th in points allowed, 25th in total yards allowed, yards per pass. They're giving up some big plays. Bad rush defense. That's where we have to exploit. They're giving up 5.3 yards per carry to overall, and they're giving up almost 140 yards a game. The Chicago Bears defense is. You can see where they've made up for it is their third down defense is really good. And of course, we mentioned at the top of the show, they're number one with takeaways. So they're an opportunistic defense. They are not good down to down. But when it comes third down, they're really good. When it comes to taking the ball away, tip pass here, bad decision there. They have cashed in on their opportunities. They are not getting to the quarterback. Only 12 sacks on the season, and 4 of them came last week against Spencer Rattler and the Saints. So they're not getting to the quarterback that much either. This is, with Lamar Jackson, Derrick Henry, if we're healthy, this is the type of defense that we can put up big time points. And I'm not saying that if we were last year's team. I'm talking about this year's team. The team that put up 30 on Detroit, 40 on Buffalo, whatever it was on Cleveland. Like this iteration of the Baltimore, even with Faalele and Voorhees, we can put up points on this Bears team. And we may have to. But you can see by the stats, huge opportunity for this team, even this iteration of the team that we're all frustrated with. We should be able to score on these guys, especially at home. The checks coming off the bye, all that stuff. The Ravens' offensive numbers, they're just so Jekyll and Hyde. It's truly just a mix of Lamar being there and Lamar being out. It's almost not worth looking at or analyzing our offensive numbers because it's been a tale of 2 seasons. Yeah. Jack Daniels, Project 77. That's so funny. Okay, and TY, Jason, Mr. Zaratniak saying Starks played 100, Hamilton 98, Gilman 83. That's kind of what I thought. So yeah, not going to overanalyze the Ravens' offensive numbers here, but the Bears' defense. The storyline here is they can be had, especially on the ground, and that's what I'm looking for. That's why I have. Oh, excuse me. Tried to be smooth there. Went to the wrong. That's why I have Derrick Henry highlighted. Big game for Derrick Henry. If I'm a better, I'm going to bet like the Derrick Henry ladder. 80 yards, 90 yards, 100 yards, 110 yards. I think that they will want to protect Lamar, don't want him re-aggravating it. I don't think they want to run a lot of read option. I think they're going to get creative. Hopefully Monken gets in his bag and finds ways to get Derrick Henry involved. Maybe there's a change on the offensive line, even though I'm not holding my breath. Believe it when I see it. But I'm looking for a big game for Derrick Henry in this game. The other Raven I have highlighted is Roger Rosengard. Now, I think that the way Roger started the season was obviously bad. We all saw it. I think compared to other film guys, though, I've been more optimistic on Rosengard in the last few weeks. He still has his issues, but I have seen him, in my opinion, he's turned it around more than others have seen. So, I respect all my film guys, all my fellow film guys. I talk ball with them offline. I seem to be higher on Rosengarten's last few weeks than they are. That said, he's got himself a decent matchup. Montez Sweat, good pass rusher. Deo Odeyingbo, former Indianapolis player. He's playing edge. He's a power rusher. So they have power on their edges. And, of course, Stanley and Rosengarten. What is their special quality? It's their footwork. If they are, give up pressures, usually it's through the bull rush. So our tackles are facing two bull rushers, something that I'm going to keep an eye on. You look at the rest of their D-line, veteran Grady Jarrett. I think all of us know what he's about. Just a big mammoth of a nose tackle in there. Good asset. Now he's long in the tooth, so not sure how much he's going to play, how much he has left in the tank. But he is a good run defender. He's one that we're going to have to double team when we run in his direction. Highlighted on the Bears side, also Gervonta Dexter. I believe he was a second-round pick out of Florida. He's got some pass rush to him, but that's where you can exploit the Bears in this rush defense. Dexter. Then you look at TJ Edwards and Tremaine Edmonds, a couple of veterans entering journeyman territory. There's where you want to run. The problem is Falalele's run blocking has not been good. So we need Roger Rosengarten to step up. We need Tyler Linderbaum to step up and really try to run the ball on these fools. Because, there's the weakness to be had. Zay Flowers has just been so good this year. Well, Cooper Rush in there. Lamar, obviously, now he's coming off a really, tough look with the fumble and, skirting out before reporters got there. He apologized for that, which I appreciate. Going to need to see some accountability. Another big game for Zay Flowers, and they can move him around. Tyreek Stevenson, we mentioned earlier, did not practice. Nasheed Wright, he is highlighted. This is a seventh-round corner. Can they get Bateman involved? Can they get Rashad Bateman involved? The reason that I'm especially interested this week is because I don't think you want Lamar to have these, old school 7-step drops, but hold the ball too long. You don't want Lamar to hold the ball too long with the hamstring injury. What does Bateman do better than most receivers in the league? Separate early. Can we get him to be right, the seventh rounder, on a slant pass? Can we get him on a comeback? Can we get Bateman involved? See if we can let his yak work. Get Lamar some easy throws. Get him back in the rhythm after he sit for about, a month now with the bye week? Almost a calendar month for Lamar. Get him in rhythm. I want to see us get Bateman involved. Zay Flowers, we know will be involved. The other big question is what's going on with Isaiah Likely? I mean, has it been enough time? Can he finally get back involved, back in the swing of things? Isaiah Likely, a big weapon for Lamar. big weapon for this team. I don't want to see any more Zaire Mitchell-Paden. Hopefully, Ricard is back and playing. But a lot of reasons for optimism with this Ravens offense. It's not like they were bad. I mean, they frustrated us at the goal line. They're frustrating the hell out of us in short yardage situations. But they're also an explosive offense that can move the ball. I think we just got to get Bate involved more. We got to get Likely involved more. And of course, the key to this whole thing, especially this week against the Bears, that Dolphins defense is a sieve, is Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry, Derrick Henry. Get him involved and let Thursday night. Don't worry about wearing him out. We need to use more Keaton or more Justice Hill Thursday night because Henry's beat up. We can do that. We have got to win this game at home. We cannot go to 1-6. We've got to win this game at home. Yeah, I see Black Daniels Likely doesn't even exist. Yeah, and it is. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Yeah, and can Lamar ever have a quick release route? We need to get it going, Greatness. We need to get it going. I thought we used Zay Flowers a little bit too much on some of this gadget stuff the last few years, but I would even take some of that, some extension of the run game. But Bateman's release off the line of scrimmage is sick, bro. Just run some slant routes, get him some comebacks. These easy throws that we were giving Cooper Rush. Notice Cooper Rush wasn't sacked a whole lot. Let's rein Lamar in. I know Lamar wants to hold the ball and make big plays. Sit him down, say, look, your hamstrings hurt. We need to get Bate involved, Lamar. We're going to give you some quick passes. Try not to check out of it. Bateman's one-on-one. Let's run a slant route. Let's win. Let him win the route. Get us the easy 5, 6, 7 yards, and we'll go from there. The big plays will come. The big plays will come. The other two things to point out on the Bears defense, Kyler Gordon, very talented player they have playing in the slot now. Not sure what's going on with that. I thought he had outside corner written all over him. The fact that they have Wright over him at the outside kind of surprises me. Kevin Byard, long time. Pain in our you-know-whats, man, with the Tennessee Titans. Kevin Byard, man, can't believe he is still hanging in there. There's a lot of Kevin Byard fans out there, man. He gave us a lot of problems with the Tennessee Titans. He is there. They also have Jaquan Brisker out of Penn State. Pretty good safety tandem. But again, let's make these guys run and tackle us, and let's put up some big points on the board. So Chris is not going to like me for this. But I'm bringing back the score predictions. Darn it, I am a little superstitious. We did away with the score predictions, and things went to crap. Lamar was hurt. Didn't want to try to predict what the score would be with the Cooper Rush. You can see the Ravens are 6.5-point favorites. So you can type in your score predictions now if you have them. I'd love to bring them up. Ravens 6.5-point favorites. The over/under right before the show I checked was 49.5. So that about adds up to a 28-21 Ravens win. That's what the bookmakers are saying. You know what? I kind of like that score. I think it'll go slightly over. I want to say the Ravens get to 30 points and the Bears get to 24. So I will go Ravens 30, Bears 24. I think the Ravens will still struggle defensively some. I think that the key to this game is going to be time of possession and turnovers. You got the best turnover differential in the team in the league in the Bears versus the 31st ranked turnover differential team in the league in the Ravens. What does that say to me? Run the ball, run the ball, run the ball. Can we get a takeaway? Can we get sacks? Not sure. Not counting on it. You have to blitz them. You have to force them into mistakes. But yeah, I'm going to go 30-24 Ravens. So I don't know about the point spread. I wouldn't touch that. But I kind of lean towards it being a higher scoring game. I think 49.5 is fair. Wouldn't be surprised if this is a 34-31 type game either. The Linda J, thank you for coming through with the score prediction. The Linda J saying 35-24 without, with Lamar. And without, we know how that's going to go. Yeah, Linda J, without Lamar, it's, man, the tone of the show is going to change tremendously if Lamar doesn't play and we don't win Sunday. I'm open on both of those, man. Like, we deserve it as Ravens fans. We deserve to have a good time. I have such a great time on these streams. I want to keep it going. I want to keep it going. Oh, sorry about that. Black Daniels, 28-17 Ravens. Henry, 22 carries for $110 and a touchdown. All right. I'm with you, man. I'm with you. A little lower scoring, Black. Thanks. Yeah, and how's the Jack Daniels doing? Yeah, is it doing well? Have you been running into any good stuff there, Mr. Black Daniels? Love you, brother. It's good seeing you. Ravens 4, Bears 2. Whoops, sorry. That is my World Series Game 1 prediction. Dario, don't play. Don't play. Friday night, I think, is Game 1, right? Shohei Ohtani, freak, monster. Baseball was smart in kind of overlooking that gambling thing because that performance that he put on with the 10 strikeouts and the 3 home runs was insane. Rush, 40-24 Flock LFG style. So, yeah, feeling me on that, a high-scoring game. I don't know if we win with Lamar, the O-line to play for 60 minutes. Yeah. If the O-line don't play for 60 minutes, I gotcha. I don't know if we win with Lamar if the O-line don't play for 60 minutes. Man, I would take, you know what, TY, I would take if the O-line played for 48 minutes because we can put up a hell of a lot of points in 48 minutes. 60 minutes, that's asking a lot. That's asking a lot. And Kwame B, thanks, Kwame. Just win for me. That's what, hey, I like it. I like it. I just want to win. That part. Yep. Uncle Nearest Green Label, book it. Okay. All right. I hear you. So I thank everybody for being here tonight. Again, I thank all the participants last week in that live stream with Coach DC, Chris Just Joking, and Def Panchwa. I had so much fun with that. So, if you haven't watched that, go back and check. Thank you to Mr. James for the super chat. That was so nice, man. Thank you for that super chat. We need this game, guys. We need this game. It will just make this season a whole lot more fun. 2 games in 4 days with the lowly Dolphins. As down as I was on the Ravens, the Dolphins are in worse shape. Win versus the Bears. Go down there to close to Lamar's hometown. Beat down the Dolphins. All of a sudden, we go from 1-5 to 3-5 with 10 days rest going into Minnesota. And the season looks a lot different. But what has to happen? We have got to come through this Sunday versus the Bears. So if you're going to be there, be loud. I know a lot of us were just turned off, depressed. Let's try to reset and get back into it this Sunday and try to salvage this season, reset the tone on this season. Let's see if they come out and look like a different team. These strange things happen in sports. You all know it. Sometimes all it needs is a reset, some drama, and some controversy and some scrutiny and all that stuff to come out and play well. Get healthy, Lamar. Love you, Lamar. Hope everything is well. Want to say thank you to my football family. Love my football family. Thanks for all the support. We'll be back here next Wednesday, which will be the day before the Dolphins game. I love you guys. Take care. Hit the like button if you'd like. Become a member if you really want to support. Appreciate you so much. Have a good night, guys.